Hello, how you doing? I hope you're doing very fine. My name is Benedict and I welcome you to my channel. Recently, I posted a video about 5 reasons why you should move to Norway. And yes, it is I'm having some kind of reactions or some feedback from people who have watched the video, and most of them are talking about the key point I mentioned, which is the free education in Norway, and most of them want to find out why the requirements, and then how they can go about studying in Norway or something like that. So that is the reason why I am here. Tuition free education is in Norway. That is true, is a fact, and the fact that it is tuition free means that you don't pay any fees, you don't pay any school fees or whatever you call it. And then you see, the good thing is also that application fee is also free. You see, unlike places like the let's say maybe the US, like Canada, other places, Australia and all those things, when you apply to those school universities in those countries, you pay for application fees. And even in your home country, I'm sure that when you apply to universities over there, you pay for application fees and all that, and that is a normal thing everywhere. But one good thing is that in Norway, you don't pay any application fee or something. So application fee is free, tuition is free, everything is free when it comes to education. But aside from that, cost of living in Norway is not free. That is a fact. And as a human being, you must survive. Your basic things that you need, such as maybe food, where you sleep, your clothes, maybe some shoes, or you buy something for yourself or something like that. All those things are they are your own responsibility. The country Norway is not going to take care of that, in addition to giving you free education. So that is one thing that you should have in mind if you are thinking of moving to Norway. And Norway is one of the most expensive countries in the whole world, and every country don't want people to move from their home country, come there and be a burden on the country or something like that. There are so many people who have traveled to different places, and they are now homeless. They are just roaming about doing nothing or something like that. So Norway don't want that to happen to you, and it's also they also don't want that to happen to them as well, because it becomes a burden on them. So if you are thinking of studying in Norway, you'll be required two major requirements. The first one is you'll be required to create a bank account or open a bank account in Norway, which is something that the school that you apply to is going to do it on your behalf, because there is no way you are in your home country. How can you open a bank account in Norway? So unless the school do that, which the kind of information that you provide for them, they will depend on that to create that bank account for you on your behalf. And you're supposed to deposit an amount of money which is in Norwegian crowns, according to the Norwegian Directorate of Immigration, and it is 126,357 Norwegian crowns, and 126,357 Norwegian crowns is equivalent to somewhere in US dollars is $15,000, almost $15,000. So if you are thinking of studying in Norway, it is free education, yes, but you should have in mind that you should provide the embassy with that amount of money, at least $15,000 in your bank account, before you can get the visa. So first of all, you apply to the university, you get admitted to the university and all that. That is a fact. But if you are planning of getting a visa to Norway to take advantage of free education over there, you can't just take your admission letter to the embassy in your home country that I've gotten admission to a Norwegian university, therefore I'm just going there to study. No, you'll be required to provide a proof of finance, or maybe something like a bank statement which shows at least that $15,000 in your bank account. And you're not just showing it for them to be convinced or something like that. Like I said, you're supposed to contact your the school that you apply to, for them to create a bank account for you in Norway, so that you deposit that $15,000 in it, so that the school will give you the bank statement of that $15,000, which is in Norwegian crowns, which is 126,357 Norwegian crowns. And the school will take it. The school will give it to you. You add it to your documents, and you take it to the embassy. When they find out that it is genuine, it is true that you have an account in Norway which has that amount of money, before you'll be, given the visa. So that is one thing that you should know. And then secondly too is that you will also provide a residence or maybe a place of stay, because you're a student, you are traveling from your home country. When you move to Norway, where are you going to stay? It is something that the embassy also want to know. So you are supposed to provide, them with a place. Like when I go, I'm going to sleep at this particular apartment. Maybe I'll be sleeping at a hostel. I'll be sleeping at this so and so. And you must also provide evidence that you have paid for that particular, apartment or that particular hostel, or wherever you're going to live, you've paid for it, so that they'll be convinced that, when you get to Norway, definitely you'll not be homeless, you'll not be wandering just like that, or you'll not be moving around from one place to the other. They just want you to be safe in Norway. That is something like that. So that is one thing that you're supposed to know. And one will ask that, so if I deposit this amount of money to them and then I change my mind, I'm not going to Norway again, or maybe I don't feel like I'm studying in Norway again, what is going to happen? What will happen is that they will just refund your money to you. The money is refundable. That's one good thing about it. So if you deposit the money you give it to them, the school that you apply to open a bank account on your behalf in Norway, and you feel like, no, I'm not going again, or maybe you apply to different places. Sometimes people do that. For example, you can apply to some universities in Canada, you can apply to some universities in UK, and maybe some universities in Norway as well. Then you first of all had you head from the Norwegian university, you pay the fees and all those. You deposited that amount of money, which is almost $15,000. Then you realize that, you've gotten a scholarship in Canada or maybe US, or you prefer that one over the Norwegian university, but you've already deposited that amount of money. You just contact them and they'll just give back your money to you. So you shouldn't be afraid. It's refundable, and the money it's not going to be with them when you are able to move from your home country. You get to Norway to start schooling. After I think a month or two, they will just give back your money to you or something. So it is not something that you should be afraid or something like that. So I think it is cool, because I don't see it to be expensive, or maybe $15,000 is a lot of money, because when you check some schools from the UK, from US, from Canada, Australia, and other places, $15,000 cannot even pay fees. Or maybe yes, for one academic year, $15,000 cannot even pay fees in some of these countries. So if you are depositing $15,000 as a cost of money for cost of living, and that is just to get you the visa, when you get there, they will give back your money to you to do whatever you like with it. I think comedy is a very good deal. So don't think that maybe then if $15,000, so excuse me, because you're depositing $15,000, so that's a lot of money or something like that. Because if you are going to, let's say maybe Canada, $15,000 can pay your school fees. Aside that, the cost of living will be added and other things and all that you'll be buying. You pay application fees and all those things. So this is, if you do comparative analysis, this is way better compared to other parts of the world or something like that. So take advantage of it. So two things that you should know if you are thinking of studying in Norway. Then one is to have that amount of money, which is 126,357 Norwegian krones in your bank, ready, so that you give it to the embassy to create the university you apply to create an account for you, so that when you get it, they'll give it to you. Then secondly too is to look for a place to stay. Those are the two major requirements in order to get your visa. Then you move. Aside that, one thing, the third thing I want to talk about is to prepare in advance. If you are thinking of studying Norway, then you should prepare in advance, because a lot of things goes into it, and most of the time every application has a deadline. It is everywhere. So if you know that you need a proof of English, you need maybe statement of purpose, you will get a CV and recommendation letters from your former professors or lecturers and all those things. So prepare in advance. Make sure that you get all those documents, so that as soon as they open application, you'll be the first person to apply, or maybe you'll be part of the first 100 or first 1,000, something like that. Because Norway, like I said, there is free education, and it is for everybody. It is for Asians, it's for blacks, it's for Africans, it's for everybody in all international students. So the whole world, who don't want free? Everybody wants free education. So some people are applying from India, others are applying from China, some people are applying from Jamaica, others are applying from Nigeria, from South Africa, from the whole world, from Iraq, Afghanistan. Everybody's applying to Norway. So you are supposed to apply as early as possible, so that whenever they are going through, they are reviewing the application for selection, just to be admitted or something like that. At least if you apply early, first come first serve, you'll be dealt with before others who apply later. So for example, let's say maybe the open application like on the 9th of October, and then maybe supposed to end 30th of December. You don't have to wait till like more time. I will apply somewhere ending of November, maybe first week in December or something like that. No, as soon as they open application, make sure that you as early as possible, first week or second week you apply, so that whenever they are reviewing you, because you applied earlier, they will attend to you first before others. And most of the time, most universities, especially like masters and PhD, they don't accept a lot of people. So a whole program, maybe they are looking for just 50 people, just 20 people. Sometimes some programs are looking for even less than 100 people. So just imagine less than 100 people and over 2,000, 5,000 people applying because it is free. So you are supposed to apply as early as possible. And that also, brings me to my last point, that don't also apply to only one particular university. Apply to as many as possible. You can, because if you put all your eggs in one basket, like I said, the competition is very, very high. And the university, for example, University of Oslo, about should I say millions or thousands of people are applying all over the world. Maybe University of Stavanger, University of Bergen, University of Tromsø, all those places, a lot of people are applying. So you don't have to put your eggs in one basket. Apply to as many as possible, a lot of them, so that when this one does not work for you, you have a lot of chances. But possibility of you being selected in one of those schools will be very, very high. But if you apply to one, if you don't get it, that is all, it ends there. So that is that. If you are thinking of moving to Norway to purposely for studies, I think this video will help you. Thanks very much for watching, and take very good care of yourself. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much.